And how is Corbin insured for medical insurance?
He is insured under Medicaid, and I have all of his information right here.
Okay.
I don't need her child support. She doesn't ever work. I would just be sentencing her to prison.
Okay. Are you able to support the child on your own?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
And are you foregoing child support so as not to place a financial hardship on Jessica?
Yes, ma'am. I would never do that to her.
This young lady, whenever the child needs to eat, she can't make excuses. And every month she has to pay bills and she can't make excuses. So he needs to pay on a monthly basis every month.
You're here on the Attorney General's notice of change of status and motion for further orders. Present in the virtual courtroom is William Joyce. Are you ready to proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
The other party on the case, Jessica Joyce, is not present in the virtual courtroom, but was served on August the 10th, 2023. Also, the aunt on the case, the other party, Jennifer Murphy, is not present in the virtual courtroom and was served August 16th, 2023. Angela Jacob Ware with the Attorney General's office is present. Are you ready to proceed?
I'm ready, Your Honor.
You may proceed.
The state calls William Nicholas Joyce. Are you the father of Corbin Cash Joyce, born October 12, 2015?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Okay. Does he currently reside with you?
Yes, ma'am, he does.
And he previously resided with his aunt, your sister, Jennifer Murphy, correct?
Yes, ma'am, he did.
How long has Corbin been living with you?
Since November of last year.
And how did he come to live with you instead of Jennifer?
My sister gave him back to me because I accomplished all the things that I needed to accomplish with my legal matters.
Okay.
I got my own place and house and stuff like that after I accomplished everything I needed to accomplish.
Okay. And prior to him living with Jennifer, he lived with you, correct?
Yes, ma'am, he did.
And why is it that he was living with you instead of the mother?
I right whenever he was born, she ran off with Corbin, and I asked her not to do that with a guy, and they got caught with drugs. I called CPS on them, and I won him in court against the state of Texas because they had said that because I called CPS that I had prior knowledge and I didn't. Anyways, I got him back within 24 hours.
Okay. So he was initially placed with you by CPS, and then you gave him to Jennifer to live with her for a while, and now he's back with you.
Yes, ma'am. I just had prior legal problems that I had to take care of.
And how is Corbin insured for medical insurance?
He is insured under Medicaid, and I have all of his information right here.
Okay. Do you have health insurance available for him through any other source at a reasonable cost?
Other than Medicaid, no.
Okay. And are you requesting that the court order Jessica, the mother, to pay child support?
Just like how we talked about earlier, ma'am, I'm confused. I don't need her child support. She doesn't ever work. I would just be sentencing her to prison. I'd rather just do this on my own, even though I know that she has to pay the medical support so he can have Medicaid.
Okay, so you don't want any child support, correct?
I don't want nothing from her.
Okay, are you able to support the child on your own?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
And are you foregoing child support so as not to place a financial hardship on Jessica?
Yes, ma'am, I would never do that to her.
Okay. And when's the last time that she's seen Corbin?
I would have to say before I took him. I mean,
Okay.
no. She came by in Dallas whenever I lived in Dallas, like a couple times, and she's seen him. Yeah.
Okay, well, when was that?
2017.
Okay. So because of the lack of contact, are you requesting that the court enter a modified possession order that sort of has a stair-step visitation that starts out with supervised visitation?
Yes, ma'am. I would need to know that she's in her right mind and in the right place in life to be able to take off with my kid all the way across Texas.
Okay. And you understand that she would be responsible for picking him up from you and taking him back to you unless the two of you agree on something else. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am. I would hope so, because that would show that she's in a more responsible state in life.
Are you requesting that the court order her to have 4 supervised visits with Corbin for 4 Saturdays, basically every other Saturday, like first, third, and fifth Saturday, from what time to what time?
It would really, I guess we got to make up a time right now, but let's say in the evening from 12 to 5, because I know that it would be hard for her to reach here in the morning. I don't know how many hours are allotted.
12,
you know what I mean? But let's do half
5.
a day. If she has to drive this far, let's do half a day. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay. So 12 noon to 5 o'clock.
yes.
Okay. And then you would want it to graduate to 4 half-a-day unsupervised visits, correct?
Yes.
And then 4 all-day unsupervised visits, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And then Saturday to Sunday night for 4 visits, correct?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
And then after that, she could have the standard possession order for parties living more than 100 miles from each other.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you're okay with that?
As long as it doesn't interfere with his extracurricular school activities.
Okay. And you understand that the possession order will say as mutually agreed upon between the parties, and if you can't agree, you have to follow it. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but you don't have any objection, even though she has this prior drug history to her eventually having him over a weekend.
As long as she can prove herself, everybody deserves a second chance.
Okay. Is there anything else you need to tell the court regarding any of these issues I have not asked you about?
No.
Your Honor, the state rests subject to closing argument.
Have anything else that you want to testify to before the state is so the state is rested? That means they have no further evidence or testimony. Do you have any further evidence, or do you also rest?
No, I rest.
Close.
Your Honor, the state requests that the court remove Jennifer Murphy, the aunt, as a conservator of the child and appoint William Nicholas Joyce and Jessica Joyce joint managing conservators, with Mr. Joyce having the right to determine the child's primary residence. That the court enter a possession order based on Mr. Joyce's testimony that's appropriate for the child. That the court order no child support based on Mr. Williams' request. That the court order Mr. Joyce to continue to enroll the child in the government health plan, and order Ms. Joyce to pay $25 a month medical support beginning the 1st of January 2023. The state also requests that the court continue the non-disclosure findings from the prior order of Jennifer's information and also Jessica Joyce's information, and keep that confidential based on the prior order from 2022. The state also requests that Jessica Joyce be ordered to pay court costs as billed by the Baylor County District Clerk no later than the 1st of January 2025.
Okay, Mr. Joyce, do you have any further requests other than those made by the Attorney General's office?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right. I do find that there has been a material and substantial change since the prior order. That is, the child is now currently in the possession of Mr. William Joyce. I will remove conservator Jennifer Murphy, the aunt of the child. I will name Mr. Joyce the sole managing conservator of the child, with Jessica Joyce being the possessory conservator of the child. I will order a phased-in possession schedule as requested by Mr. Joyce, with the first visits being supervised by him and then graduating into a standard possession order. I will order Mr. Joyce to maintain health insurance through a government health insurance program, and order Ms. Joyce to pay current cash medical support of $25 per month beginning January 1st, 2024. I will order that the previous non-disclosures continue. I will order that no current child support be ordered due to hardship on Ms. Jessica Joyce. I will order court costs be assessed against Jessica Joyce to be paid 1 year from today's date. Does that address all of the issues, Ms. Jacob Ware?
I believe so, Your Honor.
All right.
Am I being put on child support?
Yes, sir. It is going to be a court order for you to pay support.
If I may, ma'am, may I ask why I'm being put on child support?
Yes, because the child primarily will be residing with Ms. Munoz, and so she will need your financial support
Yes,
for the
ma'am.
child, and you are the father, and you have the duty to support the child.
Yes, ma'am. I completely understand that. So my question for that was, the reason why I'm wondering why I'm being put on child support. If my daughter full-time stays with my mother, and I still financially support my daughter, on top of that, I had signed over my my guardianship rights to my mother. So did Miss Munoz. Why would I be paying child support, man, when I know deep in my heart that I do take care of my daughter? Now, though I may not be there because of my job, that still does not stop me from financially supporting my daughter emotionally and physically.